Hockey night in San Diego. Gulls are off to start the season. First home opener, Friday night, Coachella Valley. I mean, I love Gulls hockey, and it was important because this is a good hockey market. This used to be a good franchise. The working agreement has really been substandard. The Ducks have gone through their painful rebuilding. The problem is the Ducks have drafted really high, drafted well, but they force-fed all the kids up at the NHL level, and they haven't won with them. I was hoping that some of these kids are going to wind up in San Diego to start their careers, and then we get a flash look at some of the good players. Because when they first came here, when the Ducks started sending their draft picks here, the Gulls were really good. You know, I sat behind the penalty box. I rapped on that glass, drinking a beer, sitting next to the ladies, and the Gulls were drawn 11 and 12,000. But because they've been so bad recently, the Gulls are now they're averaging 4,000 and 5,000 because they haven't made the playoffs a couple of years in a row. Now, that being said, they do have some young players, and if you're a hockey fan, give them an opportunity. If you're not a hockey fan, you should probably sample the product. They've got a big defenseman who's going to be in Anaheim maybe before the end of the season. His name is Noah Warren, big guy from the Ontario Hockey League. They've got a 50-goal scorer from the Western Hockey League, from the Junior League. He's a Russian, Igor Sidorov. This year they went out and they landed Sam Colangelo, scored a ton of goals at Western Michigan, college guy making the transition here. Then you add into that, Pavel Regenda comes back. He scored almost 20 goals last season as a raw rookie. Young goaltender Kelly Klang is here. And they brought in 6 veteran AHL guys, including a former San Jose Shark forward in Ryan Carpenter. So I think the pieces are there to be much better than they have been. But I'll tell you, the pain of watching Gulls hockey has just been terrible the last couple of years. They must not have any friends in the league office. The American Hockey League has them playing 7 of their first 8 on the road, and they go to Canada twice to play the Canadian teams up there. Their one home game is Friday night against Coachella Valley, which, by the way, is a top farm club of Seattle. Coachella Valley Firebirds have played in the Calder Cup finals each of the last 2 years as an expansion team.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive what Seattle has sent them. They play, get this, they play 3 home games in 35 days, the Gulls. They're going to be on the freaking road to begin the whole season. So
that's over a month.
Yeah, I hope they're not digging themselves a hole. But if you like hockey, sample it. If you've never been to a hockey game, be prepared for noise, drink beer, and a lot of pretty women, because that's what Gulls hockey at Pechanga Arena is. Give them an opportunity. I hope this is a bounce back season for them. And John Riley, who was escorted out of his seat for throwing beer at somebody from Stockton, I believe it was 2 years ago. What do you think?
First of all, I think it's incredible that you cover the minor league hockey team here in San Diego. I mean, you're obviously a hockey guy. You've been a play-by-play man in professional hockey, but I can't imagine there's a lot of media covering the San Diego Gulls.
I was the only one who went to practice last week in the working media.
Yeah. And so, your one man's opinion column came out and, you were praising them where they wanted to be praised, and you were pointing out some of the flaws in the overall organization. But now you say they're not talking to you?
No, I'm only kidding.
Oh, you're just kidding.
I haven't tried to talk to anybody recently. If you like hockey, check my one man's opinion column about the Gulls.
Yeah.
I think the headline was the Gulls are going to win. ? Just win.
Yeah.
Because it's been bad. I mean, they've gone through 4 head coaches in 5 years. They got a bright guy in Matt McIlvane, who came from Europe. He's in here for his second year. Back in the day, they had a really good coach, Dallas Aikens, who did a great job, and he wanted to go to Anaheim, but he got caught up in the swirl of the Anaheim rebuild, and they finally hit the eject button on him. But McIlvane I think, has got a lot of qualities as a head coach, but they're young. All their goal scorers are young. Hardly any of them have been here to do it. So there's a learning curve there. But you like hockey? Jump on board.
Well, I want to say this. So every time I go to a Gulls game, I'm always surprised and pleased to see so many fans wearing the Gulls gear.
Yeah.
The hockey jerseys, those colors of orange and black and what is it, like a turquoise blue.
Mm-hmm.
And you see them everywhere. And so there is a loyal following of Gulls fans here in San Diego.
The coolest thing, the year that they announced the American Hockey League was putting a franchise in San Diego. And I broke the story on Channel 6 when I was doing TV sports anchor stuff. Anyhow, They had a sneak preview, welcome the team get together at the sports arena.
Oh,
They had 1,800 fans show up on a Sunday
Nice.
during the NFL season to welcome hockey back.
cool.
Now, the other thing, if you go to a Gulls game and between periods, just walk the concourse, you will think you're in an NHL arena because hockey fan in San Diego probably came from somewhere else, and they're wearing Ranger jerseys, Penguins jerseys, Flyers jerseys, Maple Leaf jerseys, the hated Montreal Canadiens jersey. So, I mean, it's quite an experience just to walk the concourse at a Gulls game to see the fans. This is a good hockey town. We need to get a good product back on the ice, and I'm hoping this becomes a bounce back season. But read my one man's opinion column. So we go from that